The number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
If you think about it, kids have smartphones all the time. The school buses have cameras anyway. There's cameras in the hallways. I think that they're in a way, they're living their lives out under cameras, and it becomes less of a big deal.
We saw it all through the 20th century, and now in the 21st century, it's time to stand up and realize that we should not allow ourselves to be crammed into this rat maze. We should not submit to dehumanization. I don't know about you, but I'm concerned with what's happening in this world. I'm concerned with the structure. I'm concerned with the systems of control, those that control my life and those that seek to control it even more. I want freedom. That's what I want, and that's what you should want. We have got to realize we're being conditioned on a mass scale. Start challenging this corporate slave state. Resistance is not futile. We're going to win this thing. Humankind is too good. We're not a bunch of underachievers. We're going to stand up and we're going to be human beings. We're going to get fired up about the real things, the things that matter. Creativity and the dynamic human spirit that refuses to submit.
When we look at the issue of CCTV, I think it would be simplistic to say that I am opposed to it. I'm opposed to it in the current form. I don't like the idea of public bodies, the public sector, the state police force, the government, potentially being able to monitor my every move.
We live in a country, perhaps we live in a world, where governments are becoming more intrusive and more oppressive. And we have this tool, CCTV surveillance, which does have certain uses when it comes to fighting real crime that everybody would accept is crime. But it also enables many things which, quite frankly, scare the life out of me.
CCTV cameras are set up all over major cities to prevent crime. Everyone that passes these cameras are caught on tape, which are then stored for at least 28 days. The purpose of protecting the population is obviously a valid one and should be encouraged. But is the constant supervision of all inhabitants the correct and ethical method to do so? Can the use of CCTV in any way be correlated to personal intrusion?
So you don't mind being watched?
No, as long as it's not in, like, you know, really private places or in my own house.
I would say that's a good thing to keep them for the safety of the community and people's children, schools and around that. I think it's a good thing, but that also take your privacy away as well. So we're going to have to learn to live with that.
Previously there was a lot of anecdotal evidence that really couldn't be supported, but now there's an enormous amount of prosecutions that just wouldn't work without CCTV evidence. Last week in the Crown Court, the judge said on a serious crime there would never have been a prosecution without CCTV evidence.
And there's always people who will claim when we do that, oh, it's a police society. It isn't. It's a society where people are doing their utmost, the vast majority of hard-working, law-abiding citizens, to respect each other. But there's always a minority, and this is a way of trying to embarrass the minority.
Should the attitude and actions of a minority group influence the lives of the vast majority to such an extent? Would it rather be better to capture the minority using other methods that are not as aggressive or invasive?
You think that it's invading every part of your life, that you do need some privacy.
Technology available now is almost boundless, and if that technology was to be interactively linked up to ID cards and all kinds of databases, I think it could become very, very intrusive and potentially despotic and totalitarian. When we talk about government monitoring us, well, who's monitoring the government? Unfortunately, it's usually the government.
Are the methods used to secure our safety actually doing the direct opposite? Is preventing disaster an excuse for creating a totalitarian society? The use of CCTV cameras is an issue that concerns every individual in modern civilization, which emphasizes the importance to evaluate the true purpose of supervision.
We're talking little brother now, and we're talking big brother down the road.